Yeah. How are you, folks? Welcome to the show. Nick DiPaolo podcast streaming live on a Wednesday. That's right,
We'll
live.
Do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
Hey, for all of you guys listening on YouTube, Monday the 17th, this coming Monday, I'll be reading and answering your chat posts. So subscribe to the YouTube, Nick DiPaolo YouTube channel. Could you please? Please do that. Let's get the word out. There's a fucking war going on. Whether it's Twitter or Facebook or whoever, social media, giant tech companies censoring guys like me. And there's only a few places you guys can go. So spread the word. Let's get it out there. And this is a fucking fight for our lives. We have a bunch of jerk-offs in the mainstream media and on social media. Usually young people, dumb, young, stupid people who are buying into this PC bullshit. I've cited the statistics before on how many young people actually believe in censorship because their little fucking faggy feelings might get hurt. My Twitter account, I'm fucking losing followers every day. Every day they pluck at me, and then when something big happens, like I get fired or punched in the face, the numbers go back up, and then fucking Twitter, I almost wear it as a badge of courage because it means that they know I'm out there and they consider me a threat. But if you don't support me and guys like Owen Benjamin and Crowder and even Norm Macdonald, who we're going to talk about later, you know, you're going to be living in a fucking humorless planet thanks to the feminists. And they're at the core of political correctness. They are at the fucking core. Political correctness is tantamount to a fat girl's feelings. I've said it a million times. Hypersensitive, I don't fit in, I'm a victim. Let's take down anybody who's an opposite gender of me, and you gotta, you know, you gotta fight back. And going to subscribing to my YouTube page helps. Anybody hear that humming? Hold on, it's not in there. Yeah, it's me. I have a tumor. Just got a call from my doctor, had my physical. Something wrong with my EKG. It just involves my heart, so nothing important there. Holy shit. I was betting on cholesterol. I have the triglycerides of a fucking sumo wrestler, and no, it was my heart this time. Fellas, I might leave this in my will to you. You keep the show going, although, I don't know, fucking I've seen your politics. Maybe we'll have Jason's mom sit in for me after I pass away.
We'll just run the show. We'll do a great job, Nick.
Yeah, I have all the faith in the world. Actually, Ryan came through big. He handed me a story about Norm Macdonald, who I talked to last week on the phone for 25 minutes, who loves me. I love him. He's probably my favorite out there. Him and Colin Quinn, you know, as far as people and their comedy, you're not going to find... we'll get to him in a few minutes, but nice job, Ryan. That's called producing. You guys see anything that you think fits the show's narrative, you call in. You hand it to me or call me. 833-599-NICK, 833-599-6425, 833-599-6425. So, yeah, I could have a heart attack soon. It's going to be embarrassing when I'm doing a Sean T 30-minute insanity workout and, you know, they find me up in the fucking bedroom. That's where I do it now because we turn this into a studio. I'm in a bedroom. It's 111 degrees up there. You find me in a pair of tight red leather shorts in the middle of doing downward-facing dog. I end up face down in my own puke. Hey, I want a big shout-out to Emma Bulls. B-U-L-S, Emma Bulls. Why am I mentioning her on the show? She signed up at the Michael Corleone level. That's the $30 level. And what can I say, folks? People are doing their job. Hold on a second. There's a fucking humming out here. It's gone. What did you do, fellas? You just stopped it.
I did absolutely nothing.
No, Jason just reached over. Nothing? It went away. So, Emma Bowles, thank you very much. Real quick, tour dates. This weekend, I'm going to be at the Arlington Draft House, Arlington, Virginia, weather permitting. I don't know about Friday's show. You see this storm? Jesus H. Christ. Bigger than Michael Moore's hole, his mouth. And it's engulfing, the gig's in Arlington, Virginia, so I don't know. But I'll see you this weekend at the Draft House, hopefully. Like I said, weather permitting. Friday, September 21, Orpheum Theater. That's next week in Flagstaff, Arizona. Saturday, September 29, the Fat Black Pussycat. Thursday, October 4th, I'll be on Crowder's show, Louder with Crowder, in the afternoon, live in his studio in Texas. And that night, I'll be at the Texas Theater in Dallas. November 2nd and 3rd, Governor's, Levittown, Long Island. Friday, November 9 and Saturday, November 10, Comics at Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, Connecticut. Go to nickdip.com for your ticket information. And I got a lot of show to get to here, so... Last night, because, I drove up to Massachusetts to do you remember a year ago I shot a movie with the king of Boston comedy, him and Lenny Clark. Sweeney was, he just fucking huge. Still is in Boston. Steve Sweeney. I played the trailer a couple weeks ago. I won't play it again for you. But he has a movie. The Farrelly brothers were involved in producing the movie, so it's legit. And the premiere of the movie was last night at the Somerville Theater, Somerville, Massachusetts. Sweeney killing Sweeney. The premise of the movie is Steve Sweeney does a lot of characters in his movie. And, a lot of local Boston characters, but you don't have to be from Boston to appreciate it. And he does a lot of other comedy that's not character related. So I want to make that point clear. But the premise of the movie is he gets a shot at a comedy special on a cable channel, but they said you can't do all the local characters that you do. You have to get rid of them. So he his manager says you got to get rid of them. Don't do them anymore. So he agrees to that. But the characters that he gets rid of try to kill him for the rest of the movie. And it was written by Bill Broadus, who's a brilliant comic. When I was kind of coming up in Boston, we all looked up to his writing. You guys will love it. I don't care where you're from. You will absolutely love it. Standing ovation. 600-700 people there last night at the theater. Standing ovation at the end of the movie. Lisa Amiola, I think I'm pronouncing it right, directed it. Did a killer job. And it was quite a night. Steve Sweeney is the reason I got into stand-up. I mentioned this a couple days ago. I wandered into a club back in 86. I'd never been into a comedy club and saw this guy and said, I want to fucking do this for a living. And which, that was kind of fucking arrogant on my part that I thought I could do this after seeing him. But the guy would shake the rafters every night and but he never broke big nationally. Did a few Fairly movies, but never broke. And that's what this is about. Him deciding on whether he's happy just being a local celebrity or, he wants to go now. It's hilarious. It's fucking huge laugh lines throughout the movie. And it's fun. You see yourself on the big screen. I was only on for a couple minutes, but it was the scene got huge laughs. And every time somebody's face came up, like a local Boston comedian, which it was all, the crowd would applaud, the first time you see it on screen. And I got a nice trickle. It was kind of this, yes, he's from, oh yeah, I don't like his politics. But, fucking the People's Republic of Massachusetts. But no, they gave me a night, and they gave me a huge round. After the show, we did a Q&A. I'll show you a clip from the Q&A. Here's a few pictures, actually, from last night at the Somerville Theater. That's me, and that's Steve Sweeney right there. He's as funny as he looks. Grew up in Charlestown, and if you know Charlestown, there's a few movies based on it. What was the movie, fellas? I don't know if you know. Ben Affleck did The Town, maybe. Jason, really? What the fuck? This was 2 years ago, not 1978. Really? What do you do?
I don't pay close attention to anything.
You don't, to anything?
Who are you again?
Huh?
Yeah, it was the town.
The town. Stuff like that. It's, it's a lot of hard gangsters, Irish gangsters in Charlestown and whatever. That's where Stevie's from. That's me and him in front of the theater. Go ahead. That's on stage after. If you recognize, if you're Sopranos fans, on the left, that's Georgie the bartender. He used to get beat up every time he was on screen by Tony Soprano. These guys wouldn't know it. They're home watching fucking Game of Bones and, and Lenny Clark on the right, who's as big a Boston legend as Steve is, actually. Lenny's been in a million movies and stuff. But that's Frank Santarelli on the left, who played Georgie, the bartender on The Sopranos. Next, that's me and Lenny, who just one of my idols also. Lenny was, listen to this, folks, he was 388 pounds at one point in his look at him now. The guy's almost 70 years old. He let himself to get up about 10, 15 years ago, about 10 years ago, 388 pounds. Now, the guy, I'm like, and he did blow like crazy in the 80s. Him and Sweeney did fucking blow. And I said, I should have been doing it with you. He looks we look the same age. I am disgusted. Go ahead, next. There's the whole crew. Sweeney on the far right. In front of Sweeney is Jonathan Katz. Dr. Katz. You guys wouldn't know. You're probably 3 when Dr. Katz was on Comedy Central. He's in one of those little scooter things. He has MS, I believe. And he tried to come out with a cane when they were setting up the stools after for the question and answer and he almost fell and I caught him. I saved the guy. He would have fell off the stage. They were trying to put him on a regular stool. Then he says, I'm going back and get my scooter. He's in the movie. He shows up when Sweeney is consulting his shrink. Katz will show up on the computer screen, and he kills throughout the goddamn movie. The girl to the right of Lenny Clark is Lisa, the director. She did a hell of a job. And there's Frank Santarelli. To his left is Tony V, who plays Sweeney's manager, and he gets the biggest laugh lines in the whole movie. He's a great actor. He's been in The Departed, a bunch of different movies. He's a fucking great actor. And this girl with the blonde hair, can you see her? She's 2 to my left. She plays like Sweeney's nemesis. She's a female comic. Heather Chase is her name in the movie. And killer body and shit, and you guys, you'll absolutely love it. Any more? Do we have any more? Oh, we have a clip. Oh, and there's my name in the credits. Me along with Bobby Slayton, he's in the movie, who's as funny as hell. The pit bull of comedy, Bobby Slayton. It's good. It's so fun to see your name. That's me. Guess my wife was sitting behind a fucking Martian when she took that picture. That's a still of the scene I was in with Steve Sweeney playing a hot dog vendor. I don't know why I looked that fucking angry. I'm talking to Sweeney, but I end up yelling at the kid behind him ordering a hot dog, which get huge laughs. And then we had a question and answer period. I think that's it for the picks, right? Here's the question and answer period. This is when they came to me.
Nick flew in from New York and he one thing.
I drove up. No. Take the merit? Did you take the merit?
But when he shot with us.
You go 84. What's the big 84? Mass Pike, yeah. Do you need a place to go?
Yeah, Frank, now your place.
When Nick shot the film with us the day he came to shoot, we were just talking to him and he said, I'll do anything for Steve. Anything for Steve. My question to you is why?
This cost $100,000, this film to make. I saw him snort that probably on a Friday night. The first time I met him at Nick's in the green room. And then Lenny doubled that next week. Look at Lenny now. I wish I was snorting back then.
His nickname was Darth Vader.
But I wandered into Stitch's Comedy Club in 1986, like on a Wednesday night. It was Sweeney Meany night. I'd never even been in a comedy club. And they're following Steve and Sweeney into the ladies' room at a Chinese restaurant. Steve has a cutout of a fireman with his face through the hole. And they kick the door open. There's a girl taking a dump in the stall. I said, I have to be part of this the rest of my life. So here I am.
I hope somebody's rolling on that one. Nick flew in.
All right. So, it was a great, great night. It's funny. It was like Hollywood, only on a Somerville, Mass level. Stevie's a Charlestown boy, and he deserves. I hope this sees the light of day. They made the movie on $100,000. If you guys know anything about show business, that's like a nickel, and we didn't get paid. So for Christ's sake, Sweeney. But he deserves it. He's the reason I'm in this business. Like I said last night, I don't know if I should kiss him or fucking kill him. But yeah. So if that hopefully it comes to a theater near you, we don't know. But if you're a comic, you'll absolutely love it because it's a whole push and pull. Be happy just with what you're doing for a living, and you're doing what you love, which not many people can say. Or, do you want that big break and you sacrifice everything? And it goes back and forth, and the characters are trying to fucking kill him. And it's a lot of fun. Let's go to my buddy, another comedy god of mine, probably my favorite comic. Him and Colin Quinn, and again, Louis, Bill Burr, David Tell. You're not going to find better comics in this. But Norm Macdonald, who I talked to for like 25 minutes last week on the phone. But he's in a little bit of hot water. Norm Macdonald tells why Tonight Show canceled his visit, addresses his disparaging. Again, I didn't write down where I pulled this. Oh, NBC. So by Matt Webb Mitovich. Matt, let me just give you a little fucking clue when you're writing his disparaging #me. Don't put your fucking opinion in the headline. Just addresses his comments. Anyways, let me read this. The thought of Norm Macdonald appearing on NBC's Tonight Show in the immediate wake of his disparaging comments about the #MeToo movement, I didn't find him disparaging at all. So you injected your opinion into the goddamn headline. Had some producers in tears and ultimately led to his visit being scrapped at the last minute. I guess he went on Stern this morning to tell why. Tuesday Tonight Show dropped by McDonald said that he had arrived early at the Late Show to pre-tape a True Confessions segment with fellow guest Matthew McConaughey when some people from NBC or The Tonight Show, I don't know who they were, he says, stopped by his dressing room and questioned the prudence of doing that particular bit at this time. The visitors then made clear to McDonald that Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon would need to acknowledge his controversial remarks about the #MeToo movement. And again, that's your opinion, controversial. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, McDonald had said he was happy, this is quote unquote, happy the #MeToo movement has slowed down a little bit. He also suggested that Louis C.K., the subject of multiple sexual misconduct allegations, and Roseanne Barr, ousted by ABC for racist comments, should get together to commiserate, explaining, and quote-unquote, there are very few people that have gone through what they have, losing everything in a day. Of course, people will go, what about the victims? But you know what? The victims didn't have to go through that. Eventually, a concerned-looking Fallon himself stopped by Norm's dressing room to ask, how should we play this? As you guys probably didn't know, this shit went on before. As McDonald told Stern, part of the reason I love Jimmy is because he does nothing about the news. He's just a song and dance man. He's not a political comedian. Interestingly, McDonald was a second guest on The Tonight Show the night Fallon mussed up Republican candidate Donald Trump's hair. Fallon and McDonald agreed they would address his #MeToo remarks at the end of the interview, following some reminiscing about late-night Burt Reynolds, because Norm used to play him on The Tonight Show. After McDonald rebuffed the producer's idea to open the show with an apology, when they say producers, they're talking about chicks. How do I know? Because it says, again, I mentioned they were crying, literally crying. Fallon returned after McDonald rebuffed the producer's idea to open the show with an apology. So get that straight. Noah McDonald, and I love him because this is why you have to love him. He believes what he says. And he refused to open with where do they get their fucking balls or tits in this case? And I'm sure there was some guys involved to insist that he apologize. And I know fucking Norm, and it doesn't surprise me he rebuffed it because he has balls. Fallon returned to say that he was feeling a lot of pressure from people, noting that some senior producers were crying, that's quote unquote, crying over the idea of letting McDonald appear on air. Crying. They're using the word crying, not whining. They were crying. I don't think any guys as emasculated as the guys that work at NBC are would be crying over this. Am I right, fellas? Even though, yeah. Don't you think? Do you read it the same way I do?
I mean, I would hope they wouldn't be crying because if they're working in news, they need to be a bit tougher than that.
They're not working in news. It's a fucking entertainment show.
Close enough.
Okay. Well, good point, actually. And so I'm assuming it's women. And can I just say something? If you are literally crying about this, it supports every misogynist out there. Why you shouldn't be working in comedy, which I don't believe, but I'm just saying, if you were crying, do you get my drift? It backs up every sexist thought a guy's ever had. You're going to cry because you don't get your way? Fucking feminism has poisoned. They don't go together. Comedy, feminism, I know CK said it. We all knew it years ago. They don't go together. Okay? There's nothing more humorless than a modern-day feminist because they're steeped in victim ideology. Crying because they're not going to get their way. Turning on the waterworks to get their way. A very chick thing to do. Put up Norm's tweet, fellas. Today he didn't back. Roseanne and Lewis have both been very good friends of mine for many years. They both made terrible mistakes, and I would never defend their actions. Neither would I. If my words sounded like I was minimizing the pain that the victims feel to this day, I'm deeply sorry. So, this is a Nanette moment. It really is. We're becoming fucking humorless. Artie Lang, my old radio buddy, posted something. I think it was before this, today on Twitter. But, saying basically, I don't even know if it was if it applied to what happened with Norm. He was just saying in general, you younger generation better stop this shit, or you're gonna be on a humorless planet. So, in a statement released Tuesday evening, NBC said, out of sensitivity to our audience and in light of Norm Macdonald's comments in the press, which I don't see they were that controversial, The Tonight Show has decided to cancel his appearance. As for the Hollywood Reporter interview that drew all this fire, McDonald told Stern, I have great sorrow that people took it that way, adding, I'm totally behind the hashtag MeToo movement, which I believe him. Norm's not an unreasonable guy. I never said that the victims didn't go through anything. What I was saying was the reason to put Lewis and Roseanne together to talk was because only a few people in the whole world have gone through this new thing where everything is stripped from them. I wasn't saying that was way worse than what the victims went through. What the victims went through is horrible. But see, we're at a point. That's not enough for the feminists. That's not enough for the fucking progressives on the left. It's that toxic masculinity. He didn't back them up 1,000%. He was being reasonable in his fucking statements. Fuck you. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. That was a good piece, Ryan. Nice job finding that. And by the way, I didn't mention this. I mentioned Somerville Theater last night, Somerville, Mass. That's where I was. We had a story. Mentioned it a couple. I don't know if we mentioned it. Some guy pissed on some veterans' flags at a cemetery in Somerville, and somebody on a bus spotted him. So we have a picture of the guy right there. There's the flags he pissed on. These are flags that are on veterans, tombstones. So, and there's the tough guy. There's the pot-bellied jerk-off. Look with his tattoos and his girlfriend hiding her face because she probably looks like a boot. But isn't he a badass? Isn't he a fucking... I wonder how he voted. I wonder what party he voted for. Anybody want to take a guess? This is why I hate the fucking left and I take sides. There's no excuse. Look at him. Fucking scumbag. I hope those cigarettes do what they're doing to me. Give you EKG problems. Fucking.
You're a wormy cocksucker, you know that?
What a ballsy move, huh? What a ball. Some guy on a bus saw him doing it, got off the bus. And confronted the scumbag. George Gatney said he stopped behind a bus on Broadway near Clarendon Station when he saw two people near a memorial statue, including a man he claims urinated on 4 miniature flags that were torn out of the ground. He undid his pants, this is the witness, took himself out and started urinating on the flags. Gatney, shocked by what he was witnessing, got out of his car, confronted the man. He says the suspect laughed in his face and walked off with a woman, which is surprising. That was probably a beard. Ryan, am I right? In outrage, Gatney shared several images of the soaked flags and vandalized statue on social media, and the post went viral. Gatney's 81-year-old dad happens to be a war veteran and is upset by the incident. Naturally, the Somerville Police Department is investigating the removal and defilement of American... You can't get a clearer picture. You can't find this fat fuck planted in the Veterans Memorial Cemetery and the desecration of the Veterans Monument to those who gave their lives in World War II in defense of their country. And here's the photo. Anyone who can identify this fat fucking jerk-off is asked to contact police at 617-625-1600. So, try defending that. I'm sure a lot of people on social media came to this guy's fucking defense because that's the country we live in. Thank you, fucking Obama, and a few other people. Pelosi, Dick Durbin, fucking Cory Booker, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders, Hillary Fat Thick Ankle Dogface Pig Clinton. Oh, come on, Nick. You got to pick both. You got to look at... Shut it. Try defending that. Sean in Boston. How are you, buddy?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Take your time, Sean.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess I was hoping to make the Somerville Theater appearance, but I only heard about it the day before. I was unable to get tickets. But thanks for posting some of those pictures.
Dude, it was great.
I wish I could have.
I
wish I could have been there.
Are you from Boston, Sean? Proper?
I am from Boston, yes.
And you're aware of the legend, huh? Steve Sweeney?
No, I just heard about him because I was watching your podcast like 3 or 4 days ago.
Oh, is that right?
You had him on.
You got to check him out, Sean, live if you get a chance, and check out that.
Do you have a running joke with him when you say that he's from South Boston instead of Charlestown?
No, I don't actually. I kind of lump in the two, and I said that last night. He goes, "Not from fucking South Boston, from Charles." I sat next to two guys from Charlestown that he grew up with, and they were howling. And I couldn't find a seat. I had a VIP pass, and everybody, I was out front shooting some interviews. I come into the theater, and everything's taken. And we found a couple seats, me and my wife, and I happened to sit next to his two best friends from Charlestown. And dude, I'm telling you, Sean, if you go see the movie, it's showing in Beverly at the Cabot Theater, I think, on October 7th or something. But I absolutely.
What's funny? I'm going back to school. I just got accepted. I'm going back to school on Monday in Charlestown. So I'm going to spend 224 hours there this fall.
What's the school in Charlestown? School of Hard Knocks?
It's Cambridge College.
Cambridge College in Charlestown?
I know. Yeah, I know. You'd think it was in England.
That's hilarious. It's like
they need a better logo.
It's like a poor man's Harvard. It's in Charlestown. That's great. Well, check him out, Sean.
I'll give you two guesses about what class I'm taking.
Afro-American Studies and Women Studies.
No, I'm taking a course in professional poker dealing.
I don't know anything about poker. I'm embarrassed to say. I know how to play a little 5-card draw and stuff, but I never anything that involves even an ounce of luck, I want nothing to fucking do with. I wish I thought that way before I got into comedy, but.
Did you see the new gambling facility that's next to 93 North?
Let's talk about political correctness. It says that's why you called.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, I live in Roxbury, but I live close to Jamaica Plain, which is
Okay.
actually where I'm from.
Okay.
And my sister's ex-boyfriend is a member of a group. And if you'll do me the favor, it's an acronym, okay? It's called SURJ, and it's spelled SURJ. And I'll tell you the last three letters stand for Up, Racial, and Justice, respectively. And what do you think the first one stands for? SURJ. Blank up, and then there's a missing word, for. It's a preposition, so I guess it's not needed. Blank up for racial justice.
Did you say the first letter's a C?
No, it's an S. Yeah.
S blank up. Shut up.
Yeah.
S is it? Is that right? No.
No.
What is it?
No. This is an example of a like fill in the blank or a sentence completion problem.
I
This is
don't-
one
I-
of the two types of verbal problems.
All right, I don't have
That's
time.
on the
I got to
ISTD.
move along, but real quick, what is it?
But no, it's actually show up for racial justice. You'd think it might be stand up for racial justice, but it's not. And I went to a couple of these meetings because I was on my sister's ex-boyfriend's email list, and I decided to go to one.
Yeah.
And then they set the parameters for discussion that day. And basically, this group exists so that white people can help correct the racial disparities that exist in our society.
Yeah,
okay?
we've already done that. It's called welfare and Medicaid and. I'm serious.
Well, so
For-
there were a number of different parameters for discussion.
Sean,
pretty normal.
Sean, I get callers backing up, man. I hate to let you go,
Okay.
but
I'll get right to the point.
go ahead.
Okay, well, so one of the rules was basically if you talk a lot, consider talking less. If you talk a little, consider talking more. But basically, we couldn't use those sorts of words because not everybody can talk, and so that would be ableist or something.
All right.
And but the amazing thing was this is the group devoted to this ideology, and they didn't even realize that they had violated their own rules in setting the rules. It was a member of the audience who, when given the opportunity, said, instead of using these sort of languages like step up, stand back, I don't know what the original metaphor was. She said we had to take space and make space. And I thought, that's amazing. I mean, it actually was really thoughtful. I guess if you buy into this ideology,
Right.
It's great. You know what I mean? But
It's
we just spent about 10 minutes, talking about nothing.
right.
So
All right, Sean. Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, pithy, folks. I say keep the. But he's right. It starts with the language. That's how they the definition of political correctness is manipulating people's behavior through language, and it's worked for the jerk offs on the left. And the only way you can fight back is to stand up, and. Like Norm Macdonald is the most reasonable guy you'll meet, okay? Ever. Funny, everybody loves him, but who? Some broads at the Tonight Show, I guarantee. When I say broads, that includes white emasculated males who call themselves feminists. Oh, it makes me fucking ill. Let's get to more political correctness. Melbourne, Australia, a cartoonist, Serena Williams, we talked about the other day, has been widely condemned as a racist depiction of the tennis great, has been partially reprinted on the front page of the Melbourne-based newspaper that initially published it. So, how about a hand for them? Do we have a picture of the cartoon? There you go. How is that racist anyways? That's dead on. That's what she looks like. She's much prettier than that. That's fucking wrong. They got that wrong. But he depicted what went on, and does she have thicker lips like a lot of African? Yes. Is she built like a defensive end for the Eagles? Yes. Does she have an exploding cigar haircut? Yes. Was she whining like a little bitch that day? Yes. And then, the blonde girl in the back. That's a no-no. You can't depict a black woman like that with a... But I love Australia, because they don't put up with a lot. They've done a few politically correct things lately, but this isn't one of them. The The newspaper, which has Australia's largest circulation, has defended its cartoonist Mark Knight's depiction of Williams and is asserting that condemnation, which has come from all parts of the world, is driven by political correctness. Once again, that is exactly right. Is it not? It's the self-appointed censors of Mark Knight. If the self-appointed censors of Mark Knight get their way in his Serena Williams cartoon, our new politically correct, these fucking glasses, new politically correct life will be very dull indeed. Everybody's finally catching on after 40 years. You're way too late. Again, get my first CD, Born This Way, when I'm screaming about diversity and what a big fucking lie it is. But I was way ahead of the curve. Williams has won the Australian Open singles title 7 times at Melbourne Park, including 2017 when she was pregnant. She's a crowd favorite at the first tennis major of the year, which is held, whatever. But in comments published by News Corp, Knight said that he created the cartoon after watching Williams' tantrum during her U.S. Open final loss to Naomi Osaka on Saturday, and that it was designed to illustrate her poor behavior on the day, not about race, which is how I took it. And anybody who isn't fucking poisoned by political correctness and sees racism every corner they turn around, it's clear what he was depicting. But no. Again, Knight reportedly had to disable his Twitter account after his posts of the cartoon attracted tens of thousands of comments, mostly critical, because we know Twitter, the people are fucking sharp as a tack on Twitter. Some critics said of Knight's cartoon described it as a clear example of stereotype facing black women, depicting Williams as an irate, hulking, big-mouthed black woman jumping up and down on a broken racket. Bingo! Bingo! Bingo. That's how I saw it.
You are correct, sir.
The umpire was shown telling a blonde, slender woman, meant to be Osaka, who is Japanese and Haitian, can you just let her win? Yes. She was playing a blonde, slender woman who is Haitian and Japanese, and she is a big, hulking black woman who, because of her physical gifts, 6'8", 260, has won record tournaments. Let's ignore that, though. Guys, this is a little hot. It's cracking every time I get near. Let's ignore that, right? Let's ignore that, those physical differences. And it's... You can't handle the fucking truth. You PC pussies cannot handle... She acted like a spoiled fucking child. Everybody says she's the greatest female. Up a little. Up a little. Motherfuckers. Just thank you right there. There's, there's a spectrum. And she's 90 times bigger than her... I can't. I'm tired of it. I can't fucking... So then Vanessa DeLuca weighed in, former editor-in-chief of Essence magazine. That's a black magazine. I was deeply offended. This is not a joke, she said. And
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yes, please.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
The cartoonist completely missed the point of why she was upset, DeLuca told the AP. It was about her integrity, and anybody who doesn't get that is perpetuating the erasure that so many black women feel when they're trying to speak up for themselves. It's like our opinions don't matter. Really? It's like your opinions don't fucking matter? Really? Yeah, we've never heard the opinions of Whoopi Goldberg, 30 years of fucking Oprah, and any other black actress that made a 20-minute speech at the Oscars. You're full of shit. You're overrepresented. Your voice is overrepresented. You make up about 4% of the whole population of the United States. I'm sick of hearing about strong black women. Are you shitting me? You give me a fucking headache. Shut it. Shut it. Jesus fucking Christ. You really think your voice isn't heard? Do you ever stop your fucking bitching? And it's not goes for just black women, fucking the whole feminine. Do you ever, your never-ending list of fucking grievances, do they ever end? But the idea that black women's voices aren't heard, are you fucking dog-styling me? I hear them in my head when I go to sleep. Fucking A! People out there are looking at me going.
Thank you.
In a social media post, Peter Blunden, manager director of News Corps operations in the state of Victoria, said Australia's finest cartoonist Mark Knight is the strongest support of his colleagues for his depiction of Serena Williams' petulance. It's about bad behavior, certainly not race. The PC Brigade are way off the fucking mark again.
You are correct, sir.
God fucking damn it. Boy, you guys are getting a lesson, huh? You probably never fucking even realized how your voices are minimized as skinny white males. Or fat white fucking way. Let's go to Ty Crease in Roxbury. I have a summer home in Roxbury. Wants to talk about Serena. Ty Crease, what's up?
Ayo. 1 second.
Yeah, take it easy, Ty Crease. Nice talking to you. Another fella named Ty Crease, not prepared. Let's go to Dale in Jersey. Dale, your thoughts on anything? You titless wonder, how are you?
You motherfucker. How you doing, Nick?
All right.
Nick, I'm not Nick, I'm not a tennis fan, and I got thrown off when I was listening. Nick, what do you think about this? And I called you before on this.
Hold on. Dale, hold on. Are you on speakerphone or something?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, please. How do you not know?
How about now?
Yeah, same thing, but go ahead.
I'm on my Bluetooth, not a speakerphone.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Nick, I called you before. I called you before. Remember the whole stupid border thing where the Dems doubled down on Trump?
Yeah.
And it's like he was ruined, and 2 weeks later it went nowhere.
Yes.
And I got scared. I've been Trump banging the pot since day one, and with the Manafort and Cohen thing, I was like, fuck.
Dale, you got to get on. Dale, you got to get on a phone, man. Get off Bluetooth. It's all scrambled and shit.
Shit, so I'll call back.
All right, call back. Jesus, fucking guys, fucking go to a payphone for fuck's sake. Jesus fucking Christ. Do you not know cell phones suck? They're causing cancer. Not only that, the delay. I think the delay creates fucking irritability in people, which causes cancer. Jesus Christ, he sounded like he was in a fucking submarine in the fucking Pacific. Serena, get the fuck over it. Feminists, get the fuck over it. Black women, get the fuck over yourselves. Your voices are overrepresented. I'll say it again. Same with gay people on TV. You make up 5% of the population, 98% of the broadcasting decisions. I lived in Hollywood. I went to fucking auditions. I saw who cast this shit. Every time I walked into an audition, they got this look like they just smelled dog shit or onions. This is the guy that pushed me in a locker. Get the fuck over yourselves. I'm so glad Trump's the president, alpha male. Let's go on to the left losing its shit. Hold on. Is this Dale calling back? I'll wait for him if it is. Maybe he found the rotary phone in his Grampy's attic. Let me read the headlines here to show you the left is out of Castro Valley man accused of switchblade assault on GOP congressional candidate. D.C. police investigate threat to commit mass shooting at MAGA event in Trump International Hotel in D.C. Wyoming GOP office set on fire less than 2 days after opening. Police say it's intentional. Threats of rape and strangling forced D.C. McAllister into hiding after anti-abortion tweet. Secret Service wants to talk with actress Carol Cook over assassination comment. You think Trump has made you expose you people for the violent, mindless fuckstains that you are? I think so. Let's go back to our friend Dale. And Dale, you got to be pithy. Get right to the point. Go ahead, sir.
All right, Nick. So, Nick, you remember the Manafort and Cohen thing? As a Trump fan, I thought like we were fucked. I was like, okay, how's he getting out of this? And about 2-3 weeks later, he's done. So if you notice, since that happened, you're talking about, like, it just triggered me last night with, what's his name, McDonald getting kicked off of the Tonight Show. You have Cumia cannot officially go back on
Serious?
On Twitter. So,
how about me getting kicked off? How about me getting kicked off Sirius and me getting punched in the face?
Oh, Nick, I called you this before. Nick, you called it perfectly. It was just like, wow, this guy's very successful, so we're going to offer him this, and he's going to be like, F you, I don't want this, so let's fire him beforehand, which I think is what happened to Cumia when he got fired years ago.
Right.
I think the contract came up, and they were like, he was successful. It's like, okay, let's put Jim in. And I love Jim, don't get me wrong, it's my favorite show.
Yeah.
But, so, Nick, you have the Manafort, Cohen thing, and I even got nervous. I'm like, how's he going to get out of this? And you realize it's done, over. Now, I've never seen the media double down. I mean, I understand Fox was against Obama,
yeah.
but I never saw the rest of the networks against, against him. So so what's her name? It was on Cumia, what's that girl, Ann Coulter?
Yes.
She was like, hey, we're going to lose the House? She's like, probably. And I'm like, I don't think so. I have a feeling that they're so freaked out. What do you think? If they lose the House and he gets, the 60 in the Senate, I have a feeling you're going to see riots in the street. And I think they're so paranoid, they're fucked.
You think if the Republicans lose the House, you're going to see riots in the street?
No. If the Republicans get 60 in the Senate and keep the House, then Trump's going to do whatever he wants. And I think they're on beyond doubling down, like they are fucked.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good, that's pretty accurate speculation. But I don't know. Coulter, when she makes a prediction. She's pretty goddamn accurate.
Oh, shit.
I mean, she predicted Trump. She got laughed out of Bill Maher's studio. She knows what's going on, but I would agree with that, though. They will, I mean, look, Dale, look how they're losing their fucking minds right now. And, you're absolutely right. I can't imagine if Trump is able to run roughshod and the Republicans control both chambers. They're already getting violent. My next four stories, headlines are reading about violence. That the left is, they're not even hiding it now. So that's actually a great prediction, and we'll keep an eye out that. Good. Thanks for the call, Dale. Good hearing from you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't really think of that because I'm kind of convinced. I don't know and I'm stupid. I don't know why I'm believing the media and that there might be a blue wave coming as far as. But after these next stories I'm going to read. I think people would have enough, especially even Norm and shit like that, and Cumia and Kyle. Let's go. We'll take one more call before I go on to the left losing its tits. Kyle in New York talking about Comedy Cellar and political correctness. Kyle, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, how's it going? I was listening to another YouTube program. This gentleman that goes by the name Sayings Entertainment. And he was discussing Anthony Cumia being blackballed from the Comedy Cellar. And just, with the callers calling in and people in the chat, they were discussing how this might be a dominoes effect with other comedians that might be, right-leaning.
Well,
do you think that's going to be a problem?
Well, number one, Anthony's not a stand-up comedian. So he had a run-in with Jon Stewart, who is a stand-up comedian, at the Comedy Cellar. Excuse me, and it brought bad publicity to the Comedy Cellar. I know Noam, the owner, mentioned this, and I like both those guys. I know Jon Stewart well, and I know I fucking love Anthony, obviously, but he's not a stand-up. So I lean right in my politics, and they treat me like gold down there. Noam's father loved me, who started the Comedy Cellar, who passed away. And they give me plenty of, anytime I need spots or to do a guest set, they treat me like gold. So I don't necessarily believe that. Anthony was a radio personality, and Noam just thought that the blow up at the table, I guess it got ugly and loud, that it was negative publicity for the club. But it wouldn't surprise me that after some time passes that Anthony would be allowed back in there. Noam, the guy who runs it, is his
also,
go ahead.
Yeah, also, what one of the callers had mentioned on that show was that Jimmy Norton is very left-leaning, and he hasn't gone up to bat for Anthony at all. Like anytime anybody goes to call up the show, Jim and Sam's show, he kind of he'll hang up the phone. He doesn't want to discuss it at all. And I'm just thinking that is he worried about losing his job at Sirius if he aligns himself or he sticks up for Anthony.
I'll take that. I'll answer that off the right now. But thank you for the call, Kyle. First of all, Jimmy's not not very left leaning. That's what you said. You're exact right. He's not very left leaning. Jimmy's plays both sides. Jimmy's pretty smart, business savvy, but I think he's pretty fair politically. I would say more down the middle. And I think him and, not wanting to discuss what happened with him and Anthony is between them, and it has nothing to do with ideology and him worrying about losing his job. That's my take on it, unless Sirius got into his head and said, Liz, we don't, whatever. But I don't think it has anything to do with political ideology. So let's let me just read a couple of stories illustrating the fucking left and how Trump has them in a fucking tizzy and how they're embarrassing themselves for the last 2 years now, almost 2 years. And I don't know how you can even say, and again, I call them like I see them, so don't fucking accuse me of picking one side, A man was arrested on suspicion of felony assault and other charges after allegedly attempting to stab a Republican congressional candidate with a switchblade over the weekend in Castro. I'm sorry for laughing. In Castro Valley. So
it's not going to be long before you all kill yourselves because you're all crazy.
On Sunday, September 9th, approximately 3:45 in the afternoon, deputies working at the Castro Valley Fall Festival were alerted to a possible knife attack at one of the vendors' booths. Deputies arrived at the booth and made contact with the victim, Republican candidate Rudy Peters, who's running against the incumbent Eric Swalwell, Democrat, for the 15th Congressional District. If you don't know who Swalwell is, Tucker Carlson has him on every week as a punching bag. He looks like he's from California, kind of a dirty blonde, he's got this glazed look in his eyes, just dumb as a bag of fucking rocks. Tucker brings him on, hits him with like 5 body shots, 3 head shots, and then kicks him in the balls every fucking time. And Jason, that was very intimidating. You throwing that left hook. I got to chill up my fucking vagina. I bring up boxing, and Jason starts sparring in there. What, do you go to Tiger Schultz and get your fucking green belt? Deputies arrived at the booth, made contact with the victim, and according to witnesses, 35-year-old Castro Valley resident Farzad Fazeli, what is that, an Arab Ginzaloon? Hey, Ryan, focus, will you? Fucking poor guy, he needs Ritalin so bad. I'll give him some wine after, put a roofie in it. I'll wake up in my driveway with his underwear over his head, going, what happened? Can I call an Uber? 35-year-old Castro Valley resident Farzad Fazeli approached Peters at his booth in an aggressive manner and made disparaging, profanity-laced remarks about the Republican Party and Trump. During the incident, Fazeli allegedly pulled out a switchblade, as somebody named Farzad would do living in California, and attempted to stab Peters. The knife malfunctioned because it was made by Chinese. No, the knife malfunctioned and the candidate became involved in a physical struggle with Fazeli. That's what the Sheriff Ray Kelly said. The suspect then fled the scene, but was detained a short time later by deputies and was found in possession of a switchblade that had refried beans on it. And what? He had a switchblade now. Why would you repeat that in the fucking article? You just told us, you dumb cunt. Fucking 2 sentences ago, he had a knife on him. Fazeli was arrested for felony assault, criminal threats, brandishing a weapon, and having a terrorist name with an Italian last name. He was waterboarded with some fucking Carlo Rossi wine and then given a bowl of polenta in the possession of a switchblade and booked into Santa Rita jail. Look at all the jails named Santa Rita. Just give it to fucking Mexico, California, you fucking faggots. Peters wasn't injured. Fazeli, who lists his occupation as douchebag and cum guzzler, was booked into as a cashier, was booked into Santa Rita jail in Dublin, Ohio or Ireland. No, Dublin, California. Peter says he would have stabbed me. I mean, if he wasn't fucking mentally retarded and from another country, he had it out saying, I'm going to kill you. This is what the guy said to him. I'm going to kill you, MFer. I'm going to kill you. I could see his thumb trying to get the knife out. He said the encounter started with verbal threats. but they were in Spanish, so in Arab, in Farsi, so he couldn't know. He picks up a cup of coffee. Listen to this. This is true. Hey, he picks up a cup of coffee, a coffee cup, to rear back and throw at us. And apparently the beans were picked by his uncle, Fazul. And I jumped around the table. He throws the coffee cup and misses us. It hits the ground and breaks. Thanks, Mr. Peters. Like, that's important. So I come out and grab him, wrestle him, and throw him down to the ground. Fazeli made his first court appearance Tuesday for possession of a switchblade and threatening to commit great bodily injury or death. But Fazeli's mother, an attorney, says he's the victim. Oh, do you? So your mother and your fucking lawyer say you're innocent. Suck a bag of fucking cock meat. If your mother and your lawyer say you didn't do anything, you did something. How about that? Your mother's a lying fucking whore, and so is your lawyer. They ought to get together, have some lying whore kids. Fuck stains.
I got a nice picture of him if you want it.
Go ahead, pull it up, Ryan. What the fuck? It's Craig Anton, my stand-up comedian friend. I don't know if you know who Craig Anton is. And why is Trump's brother, the unknown Kevin Trump, representing him? What? Look at this guy. He looks like fucking Reverend Jim. I threw a coffee cup at this motherfucker. Guys, I can hear you. Either talking to the fucking mic or don't talk at all. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want two funny twinks? Yeah, press the button. It's been 2 months. Come on, Jace. It's not working. Fucking A.
Now, the in-ear microphone that only goes to you, for some reason, turned on, and the light's not indicating that. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Why can I hear you and not Jace?
Because he's not talking right now.
Because I was talking to the other one.
That one's not working?
Yeah, this one is just randomly turning
The one that
off.
I built in my garage yesterday is not working?
Yeah. Great
Look at this
electrician.
guy. Oh, I tried to stab him. So that's one. Okay, that's one. D.C. police investigate threat to commit mass shooting at MAGA event in Trump Hotel. Threat was made ahead of the planned Tuesday event by an anonymous Twitter account that supports a Democrat socialist, a far-left political group. Oh, my God. That's fucking surprising.
Fucking quiz!
I am coming, this is what he said, with a gun. I expect to get some numerous bloodstained MAGA hats as trophies, said the anonymous fucking pussy and everything that's wrong with the United States of America in 2018. The Metropolitan Police Department's investigating the threat. Are you really? Fucking, it was on Twitter under Cassandra Fairbanks. She asked who was going to the MAGA meetup tonight. And the guy replied to her, I am coming with a gun and I expect to get numerous bloodstained MAGA hats and a couple of nipple piercings. A hotel manager confirmed the staff were aware of the threat and taken appropriate security measures by hiding under their desks with super soakers filled with cat pee-pee. The threat was made by an account that has since been deleted, of course, cowardly, motherless, goo-gobbling fuckstain, in a response to a tweet by conservative writer Cassandra Fairbanks. The pro-Trump event was scheduled to begin at 6:30. Fairbanks, other conservative figures said they still plan to attend. Of course they do. So that's two.
He tweeted a picture of a gun with that, too.
Yeah, do you have that? I think we know what a gun looks like. That adds to the story. I'm coming with a gun. Guy puts up a visual of a gun. Thanks for clearing that up. I thought it was a more round, shaped like an onion ring with spikes coming out of it. What the fuck? Like we wouldn't believe him at his words. I'm coming with a gun. He really got like 2 pineapples that are fucking overly ripe. I'm coming with a bag of rotten tomatoes and a fucking ham sandwich. Okay, that's 2 stories about the left becoming unhinged and resorting to violence. You know why? First of all, you are still in shock that Trump beat the thick-ankle dog-faced whore. Secondly, the economy's booming. He crushed ISIS. He's doing what he promised. He's making you fucking people look silly. Silly. And I wasn't a fan of Trump's. I hated him on The Apprentice. I'm just saying, you guys have lost your tits. He's making you look like douchebags. You're losing to him, and if he's a big dummy, what's that make you? Fucking retarded. Fucking retarded. Hey, a word from Paulin.
Right this very minute, you are being watched by something on the moon.
Well, where was it when I had my say?
God damn it, I keep hitting the same one.
Can most people accept laughter during romantic encounter?
I think they prefer applause.
Wyoming GOP office set on fire less than 2 days after opening. Police say it was intentional. Local police departments cooperating with the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms that would be baffled in the ongoing investigation. Adding authorities have not yet identified a suspect or motive. Look for a fucking lesbian or a person of color or a fat woman who doesn't get along with anybody or a fucking... who else votes Democrat? Or an ex-con. The burnt office is shared by Albany County Republican Party and the Wyoming College Republicans, who just moved in on Tuesday, less than 48 hours before. Look at that. Excuse me. Wait a minute. That's not that. That was a fucking. Okay. It looks like somebody maybe spilled some black hash, knocked over a couple ashtrays. Is that? Not for nothing. I know that's a fire, but that's a sad fire. I do more damage when I fucking fart in the living room. Does that look that fun? For the love of Christ. That's what do they light? What do they do? Fucking birthday candles? Do we have any more pictures proving of the... I guess not. That's all right. Minimal damage. But that's not the point, folks. Once again, I want you to call me in with some stories of the right doing this shit. I'm not saying they do. Oh my God! Now that's more like it. They melted that beautiful $11 chair from Target. That's a beautiful. Hey, do you have a nice chair? What color would you like? I don't know. Baby diarrhea yellow. Maybe French mustard yellow. I don't know. Something the same color that when you lance a fucking boil on your foot. Do you have that? Look at that chair. They did him a favor by burning it. Look at that piece of fucking shit. Look at that. Fellas, you guys, I bought you better chairs. That's something you sit on at the dentist's office if you're in fucking Harlem. The fire damage in the building's interior, but otherwise limited thanks to a passerby who called. Thank God for passerbys, huh? Fucking elsewhere in town, party staffers on Thursday found a defaced sign accusing Republican Liz Cheney, she's a House member, of supporting fascism. Isn't that funny? They fucking find it. You burn somebody's political office down and you accuse them of fascism. Your sister's box held. That's 3 stories. What's that?
That's them. That's the people who were there 2 days before it burned down.
That picture almost makes me happy they had a fire.
The chair's right there in the back.
Yeah, and the guy's got the same shirt on to match it. Let me put on my shit yellow shirt. Dave, can you hold the left side of the sign? I'll have Diane hold the right.
Those are cut out of Reagan.
Oh, yeah, there's Reagan. Look at... He's bombing the picture. Well, I smell smoke and... Well, did somebody knock over a candle? It's those goddamn socialists.
They were aiming for him. They missed.
Shut up, Ryan. You're not funny. Anyways, back to the show. Go home and put on a tank top for your fucking girlfriend. Listen. Here we go. 3rd story. Hey, focus. Will you fucking focus? Jesus, fuck. You really are autistic. Somebody mentioned online that Ryan might be autistic. He really is. I'm going to have to shoot some black tar heroin into the base of his cock to mellow him out. Threats of rape and strangling. Again, guys, you fucking... Threats of rape and strangling forced D.C. McAllister into hiding after an anti-abortion tweet.
You're raping me! This is rape! This is rape! This is rape!
At the root of the abortion hysteria... Wait a minute. Last week, PJ Media contributed and Fox News guest Denise McAllister sent out a powerful tweet denouncing the abortion movement. Little did she know, days later she would be in hiding, scared for her life because some left-wing loons. When she went public about receiving death and rape threats, pro-abortion Twitter users championed the threats against her. That's because they're all fat, ugly broads who nobody would stick a finger in if you had 4 gloves on. They're angry at the world. They have fucking mustaches, thick fucking necks, and they're hateful. They don't fit into mainstream society in this country. Hold on, I need a fucking whiskey. That's that Japanese whiskey somebody gave me a year ago. It's fucking delicious. I mean, the Japanese, I'll tell you, between the rice and the fish and the whiskey, I really like these people. She tweeted about abortion, and they went nuts. At the root of abortion, hysteria is women's unhinged. This is her tweet. Here we go. At the root of abortion, #abortion, hysteria is woman's unhinged desire for irresponsible sex. I don't have a problem with that. Sex is their God. Mine too. Abortion is their sacrament. I don't know what that is. It's abhorrent as women have flung themselves from the heights of being the world's civilizing force to the muck and mire of dehumanizing depravity. Well put. She's very, very, very well put, but I don't agree with a lot of it. I thank God for dirty whores out there, and as you know, this is where I split ways with my conservative. I'm not fucking pro-life. I could give a shit. I'm a guy, and guys don't. What do you want? You know, we can only have sex if it's going to have some kids. What the fuck you doing at a nightclub in that skirt? Hoping to start a family tomorrow after you leave fucking Studio 59. But the point being is she gets death threats and rape threats and strangling threats, okay? That's my point.
Raping me! This is rape! This is rape! This is rape!
There are threats outside of Twitter stating they know where I live, McAllister says. Threats of rape and strangling. I spoke to police. I am on home watch. My children are very frightened. On Sunday, she went public about the threats. I'm facing legit death and rape threats because I have dared to call out women who are hysterical about abortion and to challenge them to be responsible, not to elevate sex to the point that they're willing to kill human life to avoid their responsibilities. How sick is that, she tweeted. And again, there's nobody more irrational than a fucking modern-day feminine. They're fucking psychotic. That's 3. We have a stabbing of a GOP candidate, an attempted stabbing, burning of a GOP office in Wyoming, now a pro-life woman being threatened, death threats, rape, strangling. Anybody see a pattern developing here? Which party is out of fucking control? Oh, they don't represent me. I vote Democrat. Those are the fuck off. You vote for them. You're voting with them. You're voting together. You're part of the fucking. Just don't vote. Like I'm not gonna. I'm sick of both parties. I fucking Paul Ryan. I like to kick him in his faggy fucking widow peak. And fucking Ben Sass from Nebraska, another fucking fake Republican. Go right down the middle, folks. I don't know what party that is. Let's go to Joe in Long Island. And we want Dems running in 2020. Joe, how are you? How's your onion? Welcome to the show.
It's nice and smelly. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I wanted to know who you think's going to run on the Democratic side and what happens to the left. You see how crazy they're going now when Trump wins again.
Yeah, somebody just said, even not even the 2020, but the midterms. What if the Republicans, take the House and the Senate? And Trump has free reign?
Yeah, that's.
But good question.
I mean,
good question. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you really think it gets these threats become realistic, or what do you think? You think we're headed to that point?
Which threats?
Well, them calling up this guy and, we're going to rape you and murder you and all that. Do you think it's actually going to come into effect?
It's already it's already happening. I mean, the fire is real. The guy trying to stab the GOP candidate at the festival, that's real. The shooting of Steve Scalise, on the baseball field, that's real. The fucking threats against this woman, this pro-life woman, it's already happening. It's already in fucking motion. So good question. I have no idea if Trump won a second term. You better get your guns ready. And that's why I'm confident. Our side has a bunch of guns. They have a bunch of fat broads with purple hair who can't get laid and a chip on their shoulder, and a bunch of faggy fucking white liberal kids, guys, who pretend to be, feminists, but they're really potential rapists. But it's already happening, Joe, to answer your question. So, I worry about the president. How far are they going to take it? I mean, in my lifetime, I saw Reagan. Didn't see it. I mean, I saw it on TV. I saw Reagan get shot. I saw somebody take a shot at Gerald Ford. And I saw somebody take a shot at fucking Ryan coming out of a bathhouse in Provincetown. It was a young... That's why I love Ryan. All I see over the computer screens, all I see is eyebrows. He just goes... That's all I saw.
Nick saved my life.
When you guys talk, you can put yourself on camera. I'm trying to make you semi-famous. There you go. Maybe look at this is hilarious. Jason actually has color in his face. Ryan looks. This looks like what the fuck? Why? What's the light right on you, Ryan?
Yeah, no, all these screens are blue, Nick.
It's the reflection.
Word.
Yeah, word. Holy shit. You sound like a fucking black guy in 1994.
I have some more tweets at her.
Okay, go ahead. Let's read more of the hate from the fucking... May God have mercy on your soul. I sure would not. And who's that from? Christy? Look at Christy, who went from a young man to an old fucking angry man. Hey, Christy. You're a fucking man. You're a man. Oh, let's see what jerk-off Andre... Too bad your mother didn't have it. Wow! Did you just think of that one, Andre? Nobody's ever said that before. Fucking cum guzzler. Sherry Lynch. What? Who ordered the crazy word salad with a side of toxic internalized misogyny? Wow, aren't you a poet, you fucking stinkhole? Oh, I hope you find a lump in your fucking neck the size of a grapefruit, you pig. Go ahead. Any more? People don't react well to your extremism. Oh, that's extreme? That's extreme what she's proposing, that the people don't have irresponsible sex? It's a little extreme. Oh, Jesus. What do we got, a gay cowboy here? I love it when these people just straight up admit their goal is controlling women, not protecting life. We all know it. It's just refreshing when they say it. Yeah, I guess that's why Roe versus Wade has been overturned. The 19 times you predicted it was overturned. You fucking nice hat. Why don't you go blow the Indian and the cop in your band? Oh, you fucking Chapman.
Matthew chapped ass.
Yeah, again, Ryan, about as funny as cancer at the baby center. One final, and I'll... Carol Cook, actress. She's in her late hundreds, this wrinkled bag of cheese. And... Secret Service wants to hear from the veteran TV star who thinks she's a veteran TV star? What did she play? A grilled cheese in her last role? Fucking... Secret Service wants to hear from veteran TV star who thinks it would be a good idea for someone to John Wilkes Booth President Trump. Sources connected with the agency tells TMZ Carol Cook's comments to our photographer when she left Craig's Restaurant. Craig's Restaurant. It's delicious, by the way. They have the best egg salad there. Oh, I get it with carrots in it and onions and red pubes. Comments to our photographer when she left Craig's Sunday night were enough to trigger an official inquiry. Our photographer asked Cook, hey, is it true you're as dry as a fucking corn muffin down there? A famous Broadway actress who also appeared on Dynasty when she was in her late 70s. That makes her 141. Cagney and Lacey. 16 Candles. They're going to do a remake with her. It's going to be called The 178 Candles. Fucking dry nipple leather puss. They asked her what she thought about Trump. She replied, "Where's John Wilkes Booth when you need him?" When our guy asked if she meant Trump should be assassinated, she responded out of that dry mouth, "Why not?" Well,
You are a cunt, 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 cunt. If that's stinking cunt. It ain't true when you tell you you're motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from head to toes you're a big fat stinking cunt.
look at her. Look at that. Nice hairdo. Look at that. What the holy... What the fuck? She's wearing a red shower cap. Wearing the same bling that every wide receiver wears after they're being interviewed in the fucking locker room. Look at this white woman. Go away. Go away. You were a twat the day you were born. You're a twat now, and nobody will miss you when you die. Okay? You don't like Trump, and you're in the theater? Why? Because guys like that never wanted to pork you, and you just hate men, and that's why you went to the liberal arts? Is that Norm on the right? Yeah, it is.
That's him on the right.
I like we're doing a Carol Cook story, and on the right it says, Andrew Wardle, no wood, no problem. My bionic penis works just fine.
I'll click it.
Are they going to be doing the $6 Million Man remake? The bionic cock. Anyways, that's it for today, folks. I gave you a hell of a show. Norm MacDonald, I love you. Keep your chin up. Do not backpedal. And, I mean, for the love of Christ, you're famous enough you can make a crowd anywhere. Do stand-up. But you're exactly right for not apologizing. But you upset the chicks at NBC. They were crying. They were crying at your comments. And it almost, again, I'll say it again, that almost backs sexist behavior by men. So... Tomorrow, I'll keep these stories for tomorrow. They found the nice baby rat in some soup in China. Sounds kind of good. Ever have the General Tso's fucking rat with a side of broccoli? Mink ya. And then we got an ad agency. They darken the skin of white kids in a student photo. We got some upsetting footage of a shootout between a gang member and a female cop. Where else? The sanctuary city of L.A. Technically, maybe not a sanctuary city. Gilgar said he won't use sanctuary city, but we all know it's Mexico East or North. Excuse me. That's about it. Remember, kids, you think it, I'll say it. You're welcome. I'm going to go burn one on the fucking steps, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.